another country.
True.
And I'm told you just flew in this evening.
Yes, 2 hours ago.
Can I say, boy, are your arms tired?
Yes, very tired.
There you go. Mark Charles is back. And glad you had safe trip.
I did. Thank
Wonderful
you very
to
much.
see you again. And good time in jolly old London.
We love London.
We love QVC UK.
They're doing well.
Hey, let's talk to you about an item that Mark Charles and I showed you on Sunday that actually lit up our phone lines.
As it should.
This is the Acacia Concave carving board. Now, a lot of you probably have a wooden carving board like this one, or cutting board.
Yep.
And it's just a straight piece of wood that you use as a cutting board. Now, what if that cutting board had a little valley? What if it had a little concave area, so when you're cutting things like Greg Shockley's delicious sirloin roast, or some other things, there'd be a place for those juices to gather and not run all over the tabletop.
And it's done to such a beautiful angle. It was actually created by John and his son, who own a kitchen store and are big barbecuers. They actually worked with a chef for 2 years to get the right angle, because this isn't just any concave angle. This is an exact concave angle, so you could use this as a regular cutting board, not just something that holds all the juices to those wonderful proteins that you spend so much time, money, and energy to create the juices like this. And you want them all to stay in the middle. Look at all these beautiful steaks with compound butters on them. But you want, when they sit, you know, right after you cook your meats, you want them to sit, right? And you don't want the juice to actually run away. When you have the typical cutting board that's flat, it's going to roll over. It's going to, sometimes they have that channel that's on the outside. Well, that's pulling all the juices away from your meats.
You want the juices to mingle with the meat as it rests. So obviously, if it releases any juices, then hopefully if it's sitting in its own juice, it can reabsorb that, which is so important. Now, we had this on the air on Sunday, and during Sunday's show alone, over 5,500 of these were ordered. So many of you are taking advantage of this tonight with 2 easy payments of only $14.99. Whether you're letting a prime rib roast rest here, your steaks off the grill.
Steaks, it holds a whole chicken.
Here's a Boston butt. So here you're going to be shredding this and
look at this.
Supplying your favorite barbecue sauce to make great
And you can keep adding the dressings, the juices, the barbecue sauces. It doesn't matter because of this concave design. Look at that. You're talking about up to a cup, I can't repeat that enough, a cup of extra liquid that your juices and meats from those, the juices from those meats create and stays in the middle. So that's what's really important. But I can't stress enough that this concave was done to such a precision that you can use it as a regular cutting board. So when you are cutting your vegetables, it's still a great cutting board, and it actually eases up on your knife because of that curve on your chef knives, on your Sentoku knives. So it's a great cutting board, approved by chefs, took 2 years to create this angle. And think about outside the box too. When you're cutting a watermelon, pineapple, you know, grapefruit, there are juices in there. You want that to stay in there, so that concave really holds that.
And look at this, because it's concave, I can get right into here if I'm doing some chopping, and no worries, because you know what, blades are rounded. And if you go against a flat surface, it's not going to be any friend to the knife. This is going to allow you to cut right with the natural curvature of the knife and be a lot easier to use.
Remember, you can hold all those chickens, all those turkey breasts, all of that inside their own juices. I'm holding this up in the air, and look at all the juices that are in the middle of this, not falling anywhere. Look at that.
Already 300 of these are gone. 2 easy payments does go away end of day today. Now, as we mentioned on Sunday, over 5,500 of these ordered, another 300 tonight, but easy pay will disappear at end of day today. So if you wait till tomorrow to order this and we have any left, we'll be happy to help you place an order. The only problem is you won't get the easy pay tomorrow. You'll get it tonight.
Grab it
now, these little feet, gripper feet on the bottom,
another extra feature.
Keep this board where it belongs on your tabletop.
So these are not suction cups. I just want to, you know, I had some Facebook questions this week since we went on Sunday about wondering if these were suction cups. This is a silicone grip. So that means no matter what the surface is, traditional cutting boards don't have that. You're talking about having a complete control, nothing slipping on you when you are cutting.
Talk to me about a cup of liquid. And before you do this, let's show you that if you're using this at home, this can hold up to a cup of liquid before you would have any kind of overflow. Check it out.
So there's a cup of liquid just coming out, nice thick gravy. This could be the juices from your fishes, from your turkeys, from your chicken, anything, from pork to beef, to even just hamburgers, all of that juice, a cup of it, sitting dead center. Look at that. Now that's where you can really appreciate. It's hard to tell on camera. It's such a subtle precision of a concave that's been carved into this board.
That's probably the best illustration of what this board is designed to do.
So you really get the whole concept that there is an actual concave to that board that has taken 2 years to perfect.
Now 500 of these are gone. I will tell you, we're very busy, and Easy Pay does disappear. Let's put Easy Pay back on the screen. Does go away end of day today. So if you're interested in that Easy Pay, it's important to go ahead and get it now for 2 payments of $14.99. This is our 1 day only value, I believe. Are those the prime rib roasts?
The prime rib roast.
Excuse me, the sirloin roast.
Sirloin roast, yep.
Sirloin roasts that are coming up in Kansas
beautiful.
City. So very, very exciting to share this with you, and a great opportunity for you to have this getting into the holiday season when you realize you're going to be roasting prime ribs for Christmas, turkeys for Thanksgiving, turkey breast if you've only got a couple folks coming over for dinner. This is what it's all about, having a cutting board that is large enough to accommodate big cuts of meat, but also concave to hold all the juices right where they belong and not have them run all over the tabletop, and more importantly, run away from the food, leaving it dry.
And really,
now,
you don't want to dry your food.
100 of these are now gone.
It's a smart gift. I'll tell you, John was presenting this to you for about 6 months, right? And I watched him. I actually bought this for my dad for Father's Day this past June.
Yeah.
Before I was asked to actually start presenting it. Now I'm super excited to be part of this team and part of John's team and his son, because they really are just like you and me. There was a problem they had. They took 2 years to create the solution, and this is it. This is something you cannot find out in the marketplace, because they took all the problems that we generally have with a cutting board and they made it perfect.
Mark Charles.
This is acacia wood, by the way. No two are alike.
Yeah, exactly. Nature's handprint makes those very, very original. Now, this is a cup of liquid again.
Okay, just to
Take
show
a look here.
Different board, different liquid.
This is actually a cup of barbecue sauce. So look at this.
So even though this is acacia wood and each one will look different, they're still all going to have that precision concave carving that's in the middle of this board that took 2 years to perfect. And by the way, just because it's there, it's actually done to the perfect angle for any chopping. So if you just want to cut onions and celery, it's still going to work as a great cutting board, but it's also the best meat board you could have. 1,200
of these are now gone. If you've got a regular cutting board, as we showed you earlier, you know what that's all about. It's a straight board.
All over.
And everything runs off these boards, and you end up having the liquid escape the meat and all over your countertop and dripping into the floor. We're going to show you how, with this concave carving board, to allow all those juices to stay right in the middle of the board, letting the meats reabsorb them as they rest.
Reabsorb them. Look at that. All right in there. There is that subtle concave, that wonderful angle that John created with engineers to make it the best cutting board out there. And the acacia wood's so beautiful. I can't stress enough that every single board I have up there, completely different. So you have like a piece of art in your home that is so functional, you've never seen anything like it.
Well, let me encourage all of you to stay on the line. That Easy Pay does go away end of day today. 1,400 of these are now gone. Mark Charles, I understand you're coming back later with something to help us cook in the microwave?
Yes.
Excellent. So, and they're jumbo sized.
And they're jumbo sized.
All right,
David
we'll
size.
talk about, exactly. All right, we'll talk about that. We also want to let you know, coming up, we're going to increase the real estate of your oven simply by putting 2 3-tiered racks inside. Standard